Let's talk Shane Waldron, fired by the Bears, offensive coordinator. This is your fault. You called for his job on Sunday's show.
This is my fault.
Oh, yeah.
Not the inept Bears offense.
No. You said,
got it.
Head's going to roll.
I did predict it. I'm not sure that's the same as speaking it into existence.
So Waldron last 10 weeks as the Bears offensive coordinator. He had come over from Seattle. He was the hire to be the guy for Matt Eberflus to get Caleb Williams going as a rookie, and it's been ugly.
Yeah, and as people pointed out, one of the other options for like an offensive coordinator was Cliff Kingsbury, who had worked with Caleb Williams in college and is currently cooking with Jayden Daniels in Washington. Looking, that offense looks fantastic now. It's the A/B analysis you never get, right? Like what would happen if you dropped C.J. Stroud in the Carolina Panthers situation last year? Probably doesn't look great. Also, what would happen if Bryce Young went to Houston with Bobby Slowick? And you never get the other version of the counterfactual of what could have happened. So, but it is looking pretty bad that Shane Waldron was your choice and Cliff Kingsbury over there is looking amazing with the guy, with a different guy, but you could have paired him with the guy that he made look the number one overall pick in college.
Our friend Zach also interviewed for that job. Yeah. Zach Robinson, now with Atlanta. So the thing about the offensive coordinator, I think a lot of times we speak about this in just he calls the football plays, right? This guy's not good at calling the plays, or this guy is good at calling the plays. But the coordinator has so much on his plate, far more than just calling the plays. He's got a game plan. He has to do all these things. But the issue with the Bears this year is everything.
Yeah.
But seemingly the details, the route concepts. So you're putting in the concepts, the spacing. You're also teaching it, right? And that is the most underrated part of coaching is you're teaching guys to execute these plays, right? You always say you're only as good as what your players know, not what's in your head, right? So you could have the best drawn on a napkin play, but if players can't execute it, it doesn't work. I'm seeing all of those issues with the Bears. Attention to detail, protection issues, communication issues, receiver and quarterback not on the same page. And then we mentioned Caleb Williams deserves some blame too, right? There is this world where the quarterback is this force multiplier where we know historically the best in the world are going to elevate everybody around them and probably make coordinators look good, right? We have this history of Brady and Manning and whoever. They're great, and then the people that are around them go somewhere else, and they're not great anymore. So maybe the quarterback's the biggest driver. And so on one hand, you might say, well, maybe Caleb Williams isn't the force multiplier. He's also 10 weeks into his career.
Right.
And on the other hand, you say the system's been bad, the O-line hasn't been great, the details haven't been great around him, so a change just had to be made.
It did. I mean, I think that's the bottom line is that the reason I predicted it is because that's the kind of game they're coming out of, and it wasn't like that was a one-off. That was the extension of a trend. It's the type of game that gets somebody fired. And obviously, if Eberflus has any sway left in that building, he's not going to fire himself, right? So somebody's got to get canned or at least lose responsibilities. A change has got to be made of significance. And this was the most logical one to make. And to be honest, whether or not it's Waldron's fault directly, there's at least enough plausibility in the idea that he's ultimately responsible for that side of the ball that it makes sense. I mean, nothing is working with that offense right now. And it's a collective, but you can't, there's only so many things you can fix, major moves you can make. You're probably not benching Caleb Williams, right? I don't think we're at that point, though. The report that apparently a section of the locker room is like campaigning for Tyson Bagent to get starts. That's not good. So you're probably not making that move. That's a fairly drastic H-bomb to take out. A change in the offensive line, like, a starter here or there, that's probably not moving the needle a huge amount. The obvious thing is let's change the play caller and let's try and shift the offense a bit. I saw somebody saying, well, obviously the one thing you really want to do to a rookie quarterback is make him learn a second offense within the space of a year. I mean, that's not what's happening. Like, you're not dumping one offense, bringing in like the complete antithesis, a completely different offensive language. You're just saying, okay, new voice, new play caller. Here's the framework of what we're working with. Fix it.
Yeah. Thomas Brown's going to take over. It's going to be the same terminology. It's the same offense. But this part is, I mentioned offensive coordinators not just calling plays. This part will just be calling plays. He'll be sequencing them differently. chances are probably trying to play to his strengths, play to the receiver's strengths, and get more out of the Bears passing offense in particular, but the Bears offense within the framework that was Shane Waldron's, right? That's what happens midseason when you have a change in play caller. We saw it last year with the Bills. You know, Joe Brady took over the offense. Again, he didn't just change everything. He just sequenced things differently, emphasized different things, and they got good results as a team down the stretch. So we'll see if the Bears can do the same.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of our video.
For more great content, click here to subscribe and here to watch another video. We'll see you again soon.